Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ohio Richlands. This morning it's the 1st of September and that means our grapes are ready to harvest. We've already been out, we've had a couple of workers help us out. We cut the grass, tilled it, windrowed it and baled it up. We still need to pick them up later on today. But just now we're going to sell these eggs here because this is the best price. I know it's not the best motor to come in here with, but we need this one because we're away to pick up our grape harvester that we purchased in the last episode. And that was $151,000. But 16,000 litres of eggs in today. I think I just caught the edge of the fence there. I think that's one of the first times we've actually got in there without having to shunt about twice. There we go. So $18,019 in the bank for that. It's getting out, that's the issue, because that pole's there for the electric. Yeah, we'll manage fine. There we go. Right, we're going to head down to the shop, pick up our grape harvester. We need to also get some herbicide as well because we've got a couple of contracts. In fact, while we're here, let's go and complete this one. We had the worker out doing field 3. $15,558. We took on the spraying contract for herbicide just not long ago for field 4. We may not do the cultivating one just yet, but we might take on that 2 fertilizing contracts. We'll see what it's like later on. But for now, let's go down and pick up our harvester. And we also need to do the tillage on field 12 there because it's not been done yet. So we'll go down there, load it up, and get up, and we can start harvesting grapes for the first time in this series. So let's get on with today's episode. Well, here it is. It's the Lizard VT20. $151,000 in total, 110 horsepower, and 3,100 litre capacity in the tank as well. We were going to be spending about $40,000 on a trailer, but since we managed to place the grape factory on our field right beside where we're going to be, we would be as well just use this and tip straight into it. It saves us $40,000. Well, let's jump in and get it started up. We'll have a look inside it because we've never been in one of these. We have a camera there, a joystick with, I think it tells you all the buttons on it, but it looks very complicated. Anyway, let's get up and we'll get this loaded on first. Probably reverse it on, to be honest. Right, we'll get this loaded up and then we'll meet you up at the sheep pen, or the sheep pen field, and we'll get going with harvesting grapes. So we'll see you up there in just a second. Well, here we are. It's very steep looking coming off there, but it's not very looking from the outside. Not the best of things to load, that's for sure, but we're here now. Right, we'll head over here. Let's unfold this. We should lift up. Has that worked? It has. There we go. So that should be us ready to start harvesting. I can see the color there, so there definitely is grapes. So I need to be to the left of the first vine here. I should have maybe used the other view. Yeah, let's go and use the other view for the first one. Makes it a little easier. Right, I'd assume we have to turn it on. There we go. That's the wrong way. There we go. So there we go, 5 litres. That is our very first grapes being harvested now. I wonder if we can see anything in here. How does it work? It drops them in there, it must drop them into that tank there, and all the bits go off the back. It's quite a simple thing to use. We'll jump back in here again. This view's probably going to catch me out now looking at this. It's not the it's not the easiest to see where you're going. Well, we're going really slow, so I think I'm already hung up on something. Oh yeah, I'm way off already. Right, we're going to stick to this view just now. It's going to be much easier to get this done in at least a decent kind of time frame. Right, we'll crack on, do a little bit of a time lapse and get this done, and then go over to the grape factory with our first load and see what the figures are for making the grapes there into raisins. And then our next thing is we need to look at getting the cereal factory, which is about $110,000. So it's not cheap, but it's something else to do other than just harvest grain all the time and run back and forth to feed chickens and give the Angus cows hay. It just kind of mixes it up a little bit. I am planning on doing other things as well. This was just the first on the list because we've never done this before. We've done potatoes, we've done sugar cane, but not sugar beet, but it's still sugar, so it's the same. The only thing we'd have to do now is olives. I don't think there's much else apart from cotton, but we haven't really bothered with doing that because the harvester itself's ridiculously expensive to buy. And even renting it's quite expensive. And we don't need cotton because we have so much sheep here that, you know, we've got plenty of wool and it's keeping itself going. If we were to get cotton, we'd have to get another spinnery and another tailor shop, and there's no point in doing that because we've already got two spinneries and one tailor shop. No, 2 tailor shops now, isn't it? I almost forgot we bought one. Right, we'll crack on with this and see what we get out of this. We're already 35% full, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to get in total. I think we're going to hit 50% kind of halfway up the next one, so 3.5. So we're going to get maybe a full load and a bit, so about 3,000, I'm going to say 3,500 litres, 3,600 litres or so. But we'll find out in a minute. We'll do a little time lapse of this and we'll see you over at our grape processing factory. Well, I don't think I could have made that any better if I tried with the length of grapevines there. We are 98% full, and that was, how many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 vines, I think. Right, we'll go and tip this into the factory and get it going. We'll turn it off now, there we go. See what the figures are for how much they produce each month, and the cost as well, because we don't know if this is going to be very expensive to run or not. But let's jump out and we can see this unloading from the outside view. So 3,042 litres. If they weren't all bunched up together, they would look like blueberries, wouldn't they? Taking a minute to unload. Let's jump into the menu. It should be right at the bottom here. There we go. Oh wow, so it does 6,480 cycles a month. So if I start this now, we're going to get a little bit more than this, maybe 4,000 litres. It's not even going to be a month and this is going to be finished its production already. And we're going to have, well, it's 1 grape to 1 raisin. So whatever litres we get here is whatever litres of raisins we're going to have. So we will store them, leave them as storing, and activate raisins now. So that's going to probably drop quite quickly. So let's go over, harvest the rest of it. Then we'll leave this machine up here in the shed. It saves moving it about and having to use the low loader all the time to bring it up and down here. We'll make some space somewhere. It is filling. I mean, the shed was empty not long ago and now it's kind of full of stuff. We've got the trailer, we've got the subsoiler, what else is there? Mulcher, sprayer, the tractor, obviously bales. We need to take up some more bales for the sheep as well because they are going to get through it quite quickly. But 3 rows of vines left now. We'll do them off camera so it speeds it up a bit and see how much we're finished with. I knew that was going to happen. I'm too far over one way. This way. There we go. That's better. Right, we'll get this done and we'll see you at the factory and see how much we end up with at the end. Well, we definitely got a little more than I expected. We've got another 1,518 litres. So I'll tip that in just now and see what we're left with in the production. I need to wait until it's finished. There we go. So 4,524 plus the 34 that's already in there. So about 4,500 litres worth. And it's only once a year, if I remember rightly. Yes. 3 months of planting it and then 2 months to harvest, which we've harvested already on the very first month. Today is also the day we need to put barley into fields 16 and 12. So we actually need to cultivate field 12 very soon. That is one of the barley fields. And then we've got corn in fields 15 and 17. And then 13 and 14 will be soybeans as well, but that's not until April. So another one today is barley, but that is going. Raisins are being produced. The only thing we need to do is really kind of save up for this cereal production. Right, I'm going to park this over in the corner here. We're going to head back down, get that field started to be cultivated. We can take this back out of this mode actually. It lifts for the vines and then comes back down again with the hydraulics. Quite a smart little machine. $151,000 for it though. Let's just hope that this is going to be worth it. In fact, we won't need that fertilizer sprayer here yet, so we can just leave this one here. Better turn it off first. There we go. So yeah, we'll run over, we'll get this field started, we'll get a worker out on it, and we'll start putting barley into field 16 because it is ready to go. So we'll see you for a little time lapse. Well, that's just got 2,000 chickens in there now. We do have a contract for fertilising today as well. We're going to get somebody away to work on that pretty soon. Let's just check up on the grapes though before we go anywhere. 1,900 litres left. I'm not sure how much is in each pallet, but we'll find out when we go up there later on today. But we'll leave that running until it gets empty. Hopefully it's enough to last us with a cereal factory. We did move some stuff over yesterday and took back quite a few pallets of clothes. I think there was 11 pallets in total. Plenty of wool in there. No other production's running yet. There's still chocolate. We have a couple pallets. No, we have one pallet of sugar up at the yard. Where is it? We've got sugar beet. We can still get 76,000 litres, so we can make about 30 odd thousand litres of sugar still, so there is plenty to keep that going. We also need to take down milk, which we should have quite a bit of now, because we've still kept this one on past 27 months, an extra 2 months. We've now got 25,500 litres of milk again. So I think we could throw some of that down into the dairy for chocolate production, because we can't do anything with... We need soybeans. We haven't done any soybeans yet, have we? No, we haven't, and they are not ready until... oh, next month. But there's nothing else for us to do just now as for planting, because we already did barley yesterday. The only thing we need to do, we did spend $6,400 on eight bags of seeds. We need to repair the 9RX again, because it was getting quite sluggish rolling down the barley fields once we planted. So we did look into it. It's going to cost us $11,154, so we'll need to get in and do that pretty quick today. So that's another thing ticked off the list. And we got $11,154 for the chocolate that we sold just in that last clip. And we've got the herbicide contract. We didn't collect the money for that. We need to actually, and thinking about that, it hasn't shown up, has it? I forgot about that one, yeah. It's has disappeared. Well, it was $20,742, so we need to go and pick up the money for that. We need to manually add it in, because we didn't... For some reason they keep disappearing if I close the game and reopen it. I don't know why it does that, but we need to go and add that $20,742 into our bank. We'll go and repair that 9RX just now, then we'll have a nip up to the other sheep pen and see the pallets of grapes. We need to really see about getting the cereal factory as well. In fact, in saying that, once we've taken the payment for the herbicide contract and we've done the fertilizing contract, we'll have enough to get the cereal factory. It's going to leave us with virtually no money, but it means we can start putting stuff over, because we've got the honey. We did get some oats off of field 12. I think we've got everything we need to start making it. So let's get a worker away up to field 4 just now for that fertilizing contract. We'll get him sorted out there, and we'll see if we can't get enough money, and we'll get this production built and on the go. We'll need to take some stuff over to it. So let's get that done. Let's get a worker on the go first. We'll repair this 9RX just now and see where we're standing in just a little minute. Well, we're up here having a look at a field. I just missed the turning for it actually. I'll see if we can get turned around in here. We're looking for another field. In fact, this would work out perfect actually. We're right in here. So field 5, which is this one just here. I think I've underestimated how much we actually need for this cereal factory with the grapes. We've got about 90, I think it was 94 or $95,000 worth of grapevines at the sheep pens, and that only gave us 4,000 litres. And it takes 2 litres of corn, 2 litres of oats, 1 litre of honey, 1 litre of grapes to make, I think it's 4 litres of cereal. And if we've only got 4,000 litres of grapes and we've got much more honey than that, we're kind of bound to the amount of cereal we can make with just the grapevine, the raisins from the grapes. So I think another purchase would be good. It would need to be one we can expand into. So obviously if we got that field first with the grass, that would work in our favour, because we could put in, you know, I'm going to look to spend probably somewhere in the region of $250,000 worth just in grapevines alone, which then means we need to buy a big trailer for it, because there's going to be a lot of grapes come off it and we can't run back and forth from up. I mean, we could, but it's going to waste so much of the day doing that. We'll as well have a trailer here. Potentially, if we get, because that field stretches out way down there, kind of just where the middle of the screen, that crosshairs is just now. Somewhere down there is where the field finishes, so it's quite large. I think it's maybe better going for this one first. It's smaller, it might be cheaper. Move over to this one. This one's about $165,000 or $168,000 for this one. It's quite large, but it would mean we've got quite a massive amount of grapes coming through. We would also need to put in another beehive somewhere. I'm not sure where is best. Probably somewhere down the back of field 13, somewhere beside the woody area between 13 and 14, I think it is. I'm just trying to debate what to do, because we've already spent $150,000 on the grape harvester. Then we've spent another 95,000 or so. So there's $250,000 between the grapevines and the harvester. And then obviously the grape factory as well was, I think it was 80,000 for the grape factory. So it's not been cheap to get what we need for it. So we need to make it an investment that's going to pay back, or it's going to be a complete waste of time of doing. We've never done grapes before, so this is obviously a first for us. We need to figure out what to do, how much of it we need, where to put it. Obviously, if it's at the other end of the map, it's no use to us, but this is kind of at the edge of the map, the furthest away from our yard. That's that side of the map. But it's not too far to come to where the grape factory actually is, which is kind of central in the map. I'm not going to go in there just now, we'll just keep going. We'll need to nip back down. That guy's finished that contract, so I need to go and pick up the money for that as well. But I thought we'd nip up and check, because I think that's going to be our next purchase. It's trying to get it all working and together, really. That's the main issue we've got just now. I didn't realise it was going to produce so little amount of grapes for that. I thought it was quite a big amount, or quite a big area of grapevines, but turns out it's not. So the money we get kind of between now and, I'm going to say April, because that's when we can actually put the vines in. That's how much we're going to have to spend to buy the field that the grapevines are going to go in, and the grapevines itself. And then we've got a couple of months to bring money in to then buy a trailer, or potentially 2 trailers. We're winging it with the grapes just now. I'm really not planned out the grapes too much, because I know absolutely nothing about it. I can imagine you're probably watching this thinking you should be doing this or doing that, or get this bit or put them there, or do it a different way. But this is where we're at. I do need to go and fertilise that grass field though, because it needs another application. So I'm just going to ditch this here. We'll get onto that just now. We'll use up some slurry and manure that we've got on site. So yeah, I think we're going to need that, because we just repaired that, so we can actually use slurry. In fact, how much manure have we got? So manure, I don't think it's going to be much. Yeah, 64,000 litres. So we're going to get 1 trailer load of manure, 500,000 litres of slurry. So that should work. We'll get the smaller tractor, well, the 8R. That's the R there, is it? Yeah, we'll hook that up onto there. We'll get a load of manure in first. Then we can go on to slurry, because we are going to run out of manure. Not quite quickly. We should get a whole headland done, I would imagine. Then we can move over to slurry, get that done, and that gives us the second cut, or it's fully fertilised for the second cut. So we'll go and get that done just now, and we will debate over the next couple of episodes, maybe 2 episodes. I don't know how quick I'm going to go between them, but we'll get that done. And see what we're going to do with these grapevines, because we need to expand, and we need to expand very rapidly. I don't think we're going to go and buy the cereal factory just now. I just don't think there's a point in it, because it's $110,000, and I would rather put that into buying a field and get at least a few more grapevines. Right, that'll do there. Let's grab the telehandler, get loaded up, get this field fertilised. We can collect the money. Let's go and get that now, because he did that contract, so $24,354. So now we've got $102,405. Right, let's go get this fertilising done, and we'll see you in a little bit, see if we've decided what we could even do, or the price of that grass field. So we'll see you in just a minute.
Well, we've run out of time recording this episode, and we actually jumped into the next month, so we're going to have to leave this one here. We did get the field fertilised, as you can see, with slurry and manure, but we'll see you again very soon for the next one. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon.